So, okay, I'll start chatting because people can always catch me later on. So welcome and thank you for joining me. It's lovely that people are interested in the chakras, and especially how yoga can balance the chakras. So root chakra, Muladhara is the name in Sanskrit, and the root stands for your security, feelings of safety, being grounded. It's the first chakra that develops when we are after we're born, and so it is quite a fundamental chakra. It's what all the other chakras then get built on, you see. So when the root is nice and solid and balanced and secure, then we're in a position where the others can be far more balanced as well. It's like that cornerstone or the grounding for anything. Oh, June's wearing red today, brilliant. So as I say, root chakra resonates with the colour red. So if you are feeling a little bit out of balance or out of sorts, and usually we can depict from our emotions whether our chakras are a little bit off, wear red, you know. If you've got red knickers, even better, because you're wearing it around the area of the root chakra. But just wearing red, colour has a vibration, so bringing that vibration into your energetic field is always really beneficial. So it's linked with the earth element. So again, grounding, and in my little exercise for you, not everyone's going to do it because it's probably soggy and a bit wet outside, but going out in nature, grounding, and if it were a lovely summer's day, I'd invite you to take your shoes off, go barefoot on the beach, you know, on soft woodland, connecting with the earth. So connecting with the earth element is one way of encouraging balance into our roots. The chant, there are mantras for the different chakras. So a lot of people have often heard Om, and I always Om 3 times at the end of my yoga classes. It's not scary, you just have to open your mouth and do it, and especially over Zoom now you don't hear each other, but if you can do it in your own space then that's fantastic. So the mantra, or the seed mantra, what we call it, bija mantra, for the root chakra is Lam. It's spelt L-A-M, but it's actually pronounced Lam, so you would Lam, and like you would with an Om. Very, very wonderful way of bringing balance if you wanted to express it like that in the sort of yogic sense. So the affirmation for the root chakra is I am safe, I am secure, I am well, you know, so expressing yourself like that. It's linked in terms of with the yoga, being connected with the mat, hands on the mat, touching the mat, balances as well, is a way of encouraging balance into that root chakra, being near the earth and being grounded. So in terms of where the body parts that the root chakra is connected with, where obviously the root chakra is the root of the spine. So anything sort of downwards, you have your legs, your feet, the rectum, you know, the waist, the large intestine, that kind of thing. It's also linked with your teeth and your bones, your adrenal glands. All the chakras are very linked with our endocrine glands, and so that is definitely a way where the energetic side of our body comes and is linked with our physical side, so through those glands. So the base of the spine really, and downwards, hips, you know, areas like that. So the sorts of imbalances that you're likely to come up against when possibly the energy in this area is out of balance would be sort of chronic lower back pain. Things like anything linked with hemorrhoids or constipation. Digestive issues can be very linked with that. That can cross over a little bit with the sacral. knee problems, weight problems can come into it in sort of the energetic, emotional, psychological sense as well. So varicose veins through the legs, obviously they can be a symptom of imbalance. So what else would you find? Knee problems as well. My husband, he has terrible knee problems at times too. Yes, I can list a lot of these things later on. So if you can't catch everything today with what I'm saying, I can put something together for you all. Some of what I'm saying is in the ebook that I sent you, but it's nice to kind of go a little bit more in depth with these chats. So when you're feeling connected and you feel like the root chakra is balanced, you will feel grounded. You'll feel safe and secure. You'll be comfortable with sort of the natural order of life. You feel like you're provided for, and there's no need to worry. Sometimes financial issues can be very linked with the root chakra, and certainly maybe the sacral chakra, which are the sort of the two lower chakras. Feeling at home where you are, feeling comfortable in your own skin, in the place that you are just in life. So they are sort of the feelings that you'll get when you're balanced. We all have problems in life, we all have worries, and they can really throw us off kilter. But having that kind of deep confidence to be able to know that you can handle it is where we have a strong sort of root chakra. So other ways it can feel unbalanced is you feel disconnected. I say money issues, dependence on others. There's a fear. Sometimes there's sort of a deep-rooted fear and we're functioning from a fear situation. Perhaps you'll be in a place where there's just sort of no goals, feeling a little bit lack of purpose at times. So again, they can be feelings as opposed to the physical side of things, which I've gone through, that the feelings that you get when the root can be off balance. Things that you can do to bring yourself back into balance. Small changes. It's better not to do anything drastic. Just little small changes are the best way to sort of make any meaningful change in life. Creating maybe a routine. When you have a routine, first thing in the morning, when you get up, I have my little routine, and I must admit, if it gets changed in any way, I get completely thrown out. But it keeps you grounded, it keeps you rooted, you know where you are with that, don't you? So going for a walk in nature, definitely a lovely way to bring balance to the root chakra if it just seems a little bit off kilter. Being barefoot, as I mentioned earlier, definitely. What else? Self-care. So, take that bath now and then. Fill it with the Epsom salts if you can. Beautiful for detoxifying the body. And, salt, part of the earth, so it's a lovely grounding thing. Other ways you can introduce balance into your root would be what you eat. So red foods, red apples, red berries, beetroot, if you like beetroot, root vegetables, so sweet potatoes and potatoes, turmeric root, carrots, anything that sort of comes from the earth as well. So that's a lovely way of encouraging. And also, when you're eating, if you know that these are the things that encourage balance, then when you're eating them, think of the root chakra. Make that kind of mind-body connection to the fact I'm actually balancing and feeling grounded because I'm eating these things. Wearing red, I said that earlier, didn't I? Red top, red knickers, red belt, whatever you want to wear that's red. sometimes darker colours can actually also help with balancing the root chakra, and I'll go through some of the crystals that are linked with that too. Other things you can do are dance, you know, stamp your feet. Kickboxing and things like that are very linked with that lower body energy. So there's many things other than being on the yoga mat that you can encourage. And also to be still, to rest, you know, to ground. So, you know, if you're not in that energetic mood, to sit and rest. If I've been thrown off by something and I know that I'm out of balance in my root, then I do tend to just go and sit, find 5 minutes for myself, just sit and be quiet, re-ground, send those energies out the roots, either your soles of your feet or the base of your spine. Visualise tree roots growing out, and that's something I do every day, absolutely every day. So the yoga linked with the root chakra would be standing poses, balances, so tree pose, and what we did today, which was eagle. We did eagle. Trying to think what else we did. Touching the ground, so bringing the body forward, hands and knees with the cat cow. That's always a lovely way of rooting and balancing root chakra. So yeah, anything that brings the body back with gravity is a nice encouragement for balancing. So the crystals that I've just dragged, because I'm a holistic therapist as well. I do crystal healing, all sorts of things like reflexology. The crystals that you would probably like to work with, I've brought some here. So this is a red jasper. So this one is really lovely for controlling the emotions, good for soothing the nervous system. So any kind of red stones that you would want to wear, maybe a bracelet, necklace or something. So red jasper. Then we have tiger's eye. This is like a red tiger's eye. You can get yellow ones, which would obviously be linked with solar plexus. Blue tiger's eye you can even get as well, but anything red like that. So you also have smoky quartz, which is like a clear stone, but it has got that smokiness to it, so you can really see the difference there. So this is also smoky quartz as well. And hematite. Hematite is like a silvery, metally sort of stone, and this one is really useful for enhancing personal magnetism and your will and your courage. I always forget this one, so I noted it down. Good for stress and blood flow. And also a bloodstone is really linked with the root chakra too. I'm not entirely sure why, but it is, I've been told. And then the other couple of stones I've got, which are really hard to distinguish and I find it difficult, are these darker stones. This one is a black, it's an obsidian, and this one is a tourmaline. Very, very similar looking. But they are really good grounding stones. They're really fantastic to have around your electrical equipment as well. So placing something like that around your computer or sort of hub or whatever, really good for sort of soaking up all that EMF. So I do have crystals around the house. I tend to put them in little plant pots, put them in the soil of plant pots, and they like that there. So it's lovely that you've joined me. Thank you ever so much. It was just a quick jump on really to talk a little bit more about root chakra and ways you can balance it off the mat. If any of you have any questions, then just write them in the group, and I can come back sort of at a later date and answer them, because they may be questions that other people have got as well or hadn't thought about. So yeah, pop questions in. If you've have a picture of you doing your yoga or something linked with the root, then by all means share it. It's a week where we just all come together and share our bits and bobs, jewellery that you wear that balances you. You know, certainly some of the darker jewellery, hematite, is really lovely to wear. That's very balancing for the root. Maybe have a think about your journal that I've given you. Just note down how you're feeling at the beginning of the day. Perhaps how you're feeling after the practice or during the practice, and then how you feel at the end of the day. So, you know, this little course, it's just meant to be an introduction to the chakras, you know, spark your interest perhaps, you know, and encourage you to sort of be more mindful perhaps of how you can be balanced, and how having balance in the root chakra can help with any physical, emotional ailments that we have. So when we can create balance there, then usually other things can start healing. When we're out of balance energetically, that's when we tend to see these ailments start to crop up, manifest, and sometimes we can have stuff in our energetic body for years and not address it, and then have these symptoms or dis-eases for a while, and that lurk around us. So really actually encouraging balance into these energy centres can go a long way to sort of healing lots of other things that we might just think are physical, but they may well have manifested from a long time ago, you know. So thank you all for joining me, and I'm going to hopefully be able to save this and share it to people who aren't on Facebook, because there are quite a few of you that aren't on Facebook, and it will hopefully be in there later on for anyone who hasn't caught it today. But thank you all. It's really lovely that you've joined me for a nice little chat, and we'll just have a little chat every day on each one and ways that you can balance them. Okay, so bye for now. Thank you.